Hey, how's it going, everybody? No intro or outro today. This is just going to be a short little quick video. In fact, I might make more of these little, what I'll call timeout videos going on, just for little interruptions for things. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about my philosophy as well as like things I might need to clarify or something like that, or if I need to clarify a mistake, which is actually part of this one. So yeah, first off, I just did want to clarify that mistake. Actually, sorry, no. First off, I'm going to tell everybody right now, I'm not the best recorder. Um, and the sound quality I don't have a place to do it. So the sound quality is not going to be great for these videos, unfortunately. I did use an electronic voice before, and I put out a few videos, and I really hated it. So I'm currently trying to re-upload them with my own voice. And also, the videos were taking too long to make with lots of different illustrations. So I'm just going to do kind of a sterile podcast version for now, and maybe come out with a better produced stuff later. And I do have a bit of a speaking problem, so that might come out more in my recordings a bit, but hopefully people will put up with it. But I did want to elaborate on a couple things today that I talked about in the intro. The first thing would be political atomization, which was actually a mistake. If I was responsible for political atomization, that as it's supposed to be defined, that would be quite a feat. But also, when I say it, I mean it differently than others in case anyone forgets I'm self-trained. So you might run into me using improper terms sometimes, or terms of my own device altogether, which might describe something else you've heard of. So I'll try to explain it. When I use the term political or philosophical atomization, I'm just breaking down parties' belief systems and specific beliefs themselves into just trying to get to their simplest form, what's at the center of what they believe, or like what's the simplest things that they believe, so I can more thoroughly evaluate it. Now, everybody does this, at least to an extent. I just try and be hyper aware of it so I can, like I said, more easily evaluate things. It also allows me to take from different belief systems things I might believe. And, you might notice something about different belief systems. Sometimes, belief systems might be inherently inferior to others or superior to others. Once they're properly understood. But once they're properly understood, we can take something good from even the inferior ones, just about anything out there. Or maybe an application under certain circumstances might work better than under regular circumstances. And sometimes, a philosophy might not work just because, there's one part of it that is actually completely untrue. And if you take that part out, it might work a little bit better. It might be able to be applied in a certain spot. So, yeah, I like doing that in philosophy and politics. So I'll probably be doing that a lot throughout these lectures, somewhat, and I'll probably still come up with my own terms, which I'll try and remember to define for people if they have problems. Just let me know down in the comments. But again, I'm here to talk mainly about the Constitution and going back to the original stuff, which was Hamiltonianism versus Jeffersonianism. It was also known as the Federalist Party versus the Anti-Federalists. And their arguments. So the original arguments in the United States were really like they argued about quite a few different things, but it really came down to one word, and that one word is sovereignty. And I think this is key to understanding a lot of where they're coming from as well as where I'm going to come from. So today, most people believe that the Constitution is about another word, rights. But I believe sovereignty is actually the thing that gives rights a lot deeper meaning that we don't even think about it anymore. And that's mainly because our understanding actually comes from a later understanding of the Constitution that came more so from the abolitionists and later on President Lincoln when he embraced some of their rhetoric. But people now hold that up as the monolithic view of the founders. They were kind of presentist from that time, putting it back on the founders, which is odd, but yeah, I just want to keep going deeper into the sovereignty issue because I think it's going to be interesting. And I also wanted to do this video because the next few videos are going to be about the presidency, and I'm going to end up ranting quite a bit. So I wanted to put out something positive before I get into that part. So thank you very much. Have a good day, everybody.